Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Dark Lord of Memes podcast. And it is me, your host, with the most, Dark Lord Ainz. And I am once again joined by my lovely co-host, the lovely, voluptuous Albedo. Albedo, how are you doing this morning?
I'm vibing, but I'm very angry.
You're vibing, but you're very angry.
Yeah, I have to go back to work tomorrow, and I'm gonna have to go back and deal with people stealing toilet paper out of our bathrooms.
Yeah, see, I didn't want to, talk about it, because, everyone's talking about it, but,
It's a funny story either way.
If you want to get into it, I'm down.
Like,
the coronavirus has taken over.
I'm mad because they're stealing toilet paper out of our bathrooms. I didn't realize it, and I had to use a paper towel.
Oh, whack.
So, I'm angry. And they stole 4 rolls in 2 days. We literally went through half a box of toilet paper that we put in our bathrooms in 1.5 days.
And it's all a part of COVID-19 madness. It's coronavirus phobia.
What is toilet paper gonna do?
I don't know why people went for that, but
do you know how hard it was to even buy a 4-pack of toilet paper?
Oh, I know. You were pretty lucky, to be honest.
I was.
That was very fortunate.
We ran out of toilet paper that morning.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the panic shopping to die down.
So we can stop ordering food and just actually be able to prep it.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm just I hope hopefully it'll start dying down soon. Especially because the weather's been crappy as well. So, the whole thing is you're supposed to social distance and be indoors, and this is the perfect opportunity for us introverts to shine.
Yes.
But that's neither here nor there. But we got to face the reality of that. The coronavirus is here, and it's here to stay for the foreseeable future. They're saying it'll be hitting its peak around I think I heard late April, early May is when it will be peaking, and then it'll start declining. So, we still got a month and a half, I guess. But it also begs the question, and we were talking about this earlier, and it kind of gets into conspiracy theories, what I'll be talking about a little later in the podcast, because I will be covering a conspiracy theory this week for the conspiracy theorists out there. But the thing is that with the coronavirus, this thing's gonna be, lasting for the next month and a half. So, we were also thinking that this kind of sounds like it'd be a diversion for something. I don't know. It just seems weird that we're all pretty much forced to be inside now. It kind of it seems that way. They're pretty much telling everyone not to go out and to stay inside.
We still have to go to work and stuff.
And people will be doing it, but a lot of sectors are in my sector, I'm working from home now. It's weird.
I don't know. I don't think it's of course we fear death. We try to avoid death at every cost. But blocking yourself out and stocking up on supplies and sheltering yourself isn't going to do anything. The virus, I just genuinely think, is population control.
Yeah.
I just think, nature is doing what nature does and controls, the populations and stuff. So I think, no matter what, regardless, it's there and it's going to take over.
Yeah, and the thing is, when this is all said and done, like, yeah, we'll probably save a lot of lives, but lives will still be lost. And so, like,
regardless of what you do.
Yeah, so it's just like an interesting thought. Like, I mean, I admire the human spirit to like want to save like at all costs, but it's just like people are just gonna die from this. So we'll see what the final numbers are. But they're getting pretty high now. But so now I just want to give our shout out to the new top fans over on the meme page. So I actually went like 6 minutes without plugging the show. That's pretty. I usually open up with like a cheap plug, but I actually went like 6 minutes. Proud of me. But make sure you go check out the meme page over on Facebook. It's Dark Lord of Memes over there, and we just passed 2,000 followers like not too long ago. So that was pretty cool. Thanks for that milestone. That was pretty dope. So yeah, our 5 new top fans are, and I'm gonna butcher these names. I just know this for a fact because these are like definitely from foreign countries. Like I'm just gonna butcher them. I'll try my best though. The first one is Harshvardhan Naik, Jeremy Petrie, Nishai Range, Lamorte Hall, and Mustafa Musa. Thank you guys. You guys are the top fans over on Dark Lord of Memes on Facebook. Congratulations. Carry that badge with honor. We appreciate you guys. And just want to give a quick check. Yeah, we're at 2296 as of this recording. So that's pretty awesome. Now, what I'm excited to get into, and this is the first topic we're going to be covering today, ladies and gentlemen, is the new hit Netflix TV reality show, Love is Blind. Now, Albedo and I just recently finished the show Love is Blind Season 1. I'm very excited for a Season 2 to come out, so that's kind of giving you a precursor of how I felt about the show. But Albedo, I just want to get your initial thoughts. After watching the entire first season of Love is Blind, you know, seeing what the experiment was, seeing the couples, and then you see their journey, and then you see it culminate with the reunion show. What were your initial thoughts? Did you find yourself enjoying this journey? Were you disinterested? Were there points where you were not into it? I just want to know what you thought.
I genuinely really did enjoy the show. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a pretty good concept, but they used all the people are attractive people, you know? Like, everyone on that show is someone that you would think is very attractive, very, like, the men are muscular, the women are, like, pretty petite.
They chose, like, the top 1% of the human population for, like, a lot of them were not, like, you know, there were some.
Yeah, and they were voted out. They never found
love.
And
those ugly people did find love. Like, and then, like, all the final couples were just, like, super attractive people.
Yes.
That's my point. Like, the ones that actually found a match, someone proposed to them, like, no matter the matchups, like, it didn't matter. They were attractive people all together.
Yes.
Like, every single person. And so, like, I'm kind of thinking, I mean, okay, like, I understand, like, if I were creating a show, like, I would probably do this exact same thing, just, like, get a bunch of attractive people and see what happens. But then it also kind of sucks, because then you're like, well, what about those, like, other people? Like, is it just, like, game over? Like, I mean, they were on the show and they didn't find a match, or they got played again, or, you
Pretty
know.
much, yeah.
And then, like, if that happens, it's happening in front of, like,
and then
how many people watch the show? Like, millions of people.
Not to mention when they all like finally see each other and everything, they're like, "Oh my god, this person's like so gorgeous, so beautiful." Blah,
Yeah.
blah. Like, what if that wasn't someone that people viewed often
Like,
as
what if-
beautiful and stuff?
Exactly.
What if they were like, "I'm not physically attracted to this person as soon as I saw them." Like, that's sad.
Yeah, and
it's bound to happen because, people are very judgmental on what's on the outside. But we also found out during the show, like, you can't help who you're physically attracted to.
Yeah.
Like, you can emotionally be attracted to people, but that physical part is just kind of...
It's up to you.
You just can't really decide that.
Yeah. It's just like it's not anyone's fault,
Yeah.
It's just like it's not what you go for, and that's fine, And that kind of sucked, I thought, in the case of the couple that Jessica and Mark, and we hated Jessica. Remember Jessica? Jessica Messica. Ugh, she was a mess. She was an absolute mess. Like on that show, I never have seen, like, in all my years of watching like reality TV, such a just hateable character.
So
like
sloppy.
just so sloppy. Like, it was bad, and she got bashed for it, and she deserved it.
She got oh no, Diamond was the one that got death threats.
Diamond did get death threats, yeah. Or was that it? Yeah, Diamond. Yeah, Diamond.
Yeah.
Diamond and Carlton. That was crazy.
That was.
The whole that blow up by the pool was just gold. like TV gold.
Yes.
But when he called her the B word, I was like, oh, wow. Okay. This is getting real.
And she just, threw her drink on him and everything. She's like, F you effer. And I'm like...
That was great. That was good. And I was just thinking, like, it kind of sucked in the case of, back to Jessica and Mark, Jessica Messica. Like, I guess they were emotionally attracted to each other because, like, they were perfectly matched in the pods.
Yeah.
But then, like, when it came to, like, the physical...
But she was still having feelings for Barnett.
Oh, my God, Barnett. What is up with Barnett and the ladies? The ladies love Barnett. I don't get it. I just don't, man. Like, the ladies loved him. But he ended up with that Amber chick, and I guess they're happy, but... I really thought Jessica
Amber went off on
Yeah, she did. Amber flamed her. I was like, yes, she deserved that shit, though.
I was like, yay, she's not the most hateable person. Jessica is.
Yeah, Jessica's way more hateable. And just like, and remember when she said that, like, horrible thing to Mark when they were in bed?
Yes.
That was so mean. I was like, you bitch.
I had to rewind that so you would catch it.
I was like, did she say that about to Mark? And you were like, yeah. I was like, oh, rewind that. I had to hear it back. I had to hear it with my own ears.
With your own ears?
I had to, because, like, she was so crazy and so sloppy. And, like, what was that, like, at the bachelor party, she, like, stumbled up to her, like, I'm not even into him anymore, or something like that.
Yeah, and then she, like, kissed Amber.
Yeah, on the mouth. I was like,
what?
I was like, what is happening?
Oh, my God.
It was so uncomfortable.
Oh, frick. We didn't even put, like, a spoiler alert.
Oh, well. Spoiler alert. I'll put it in the description. It's fine.
Disclaimer, spoiler alert. Love is blind.
It's so good. And hopefully by the time you're listening to this, I know a lot of people have already, watched it, but if you haven't, it's definitely still worth checking out.
Definitely 100%.
And then there was the let's not forget the Damien and Gianna couple, where they had that huge blow up, and she was like, remember the sex comment that she made in, like, the kitchen? What did she say? She was like, when you say, like, that you the best I ever had and I didn't return the favor or something like that.
Did you ever question why?
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
I was like, why did you just say that? Millions of people heard that. I was like, that is messed up. But I guess they fixed things, I guess.
Yeah.
But, like, they didn't get married, but they're in a relationship now.
Yeah.
But because he was like, she said yes. Remember, she said yes, and he was like, no. and she ran away.
And then she stumbled.
Yeah, she fell. Oh my god. Ah, man. That was comedy.
I'm still surprised they're together after that.
I know, that was so crazy. And then, like, she put the bow back on him, like, ripped her freaking dress. I was like, oh my god. I guess they're in love, I guess. Or they work things out, you know. But Carlton and Mark didn't end up finding love. Or Jessica or Kelly. Kenny's in a relationship. What is that? That's cool. You got me off track. Yeah, they didn't end up finding love.
Dude, I was so sad when Kelly and Kenny didn't work out because they were like literally the perfect couple.
Yeah, but she just didn't like his body. I guess she wasn't attracted to him. I thought he was a good-looking guy. I personally wouldn't do anything with him, but I thought he was like,
he was
decent.
decent. Yeah.
Definitely better than like a Chris Chan situation or something.
Yeah. But it was just sad because Kelly was like always talking about how much she loved him and everything and how perfect everything was, and then she's like, yeah.
I think the person I felt ended up feeling the worst for out of all the like ones that didn't work was Mark, probably. Yeah. Just because he
was literally the perfect guy.
The audience, like us, the audience, were just seeing this poor guy be like drug along on a rope like he was a dog by this lady. Like she like just pretty much dog walked his feelings, and like he just like took it. Like I was like, if I was in his like situation, I would have not put up with what she did to him. Like I would have been done like way before.
Yeah.
Like probably when she made the one comment like Barnett was sexy or whatever.
Dude, I wouldn't even have let it go that far.
I'm saying like that would have been like the like absolute last straw, but like before that, definitely.
Yeah, because remember when they were in the pods and she was like, she was like talking about how she didn't have like feelings for him or something.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to get married to him.
And she always brought up like the age thing too.
Yeah. And then in the pods when she came groveling back after Barnett, she was like, I'm sorry.
Dude, she made me so mad like when she had like her secret one-on-ones with Barnett. I was like, you're just so freaking slimy, dude. Like,
exactly.
Like, why are you such a snake right now? You're literally a snake. Like, there's no other way to sugarcoat it. She didn't even care. And Barnett was like playing into it, and like, I don't know. I felt like they were like, for some reason, I thought they were gonna get like back together, like Jessica and Barnett, and he was like gonna leave Amber. That's how I kind of saw it going down. Like she would like sneak her way back in, but I guess he stayed with Amber.
I'm kind of glad he did though, because like
they really do
like a good couple.
Yeah, and she seems like a sweetheart, and I like her. I like her attitude. Like she's super high energy, but like she's also like a guy too. Like she's like one of the guys, and I like that.
Yeah, I think it's cool that like I feel like if he was with Jessica, Jessica would push him to be like something that he's not, and Amber
like he'd be wearing suits and like tanning or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and like Amber just lets him be true to who he is and do what the fuck he wants.
And that's what he said. He said that with and I think that was an important moment when he said that to his brother when she visited the family, and like they went off and talked like by themselves, and they went down to the like little picnic table, and he was like, so like why her? Like his brother asked him that, and he goes like, well, she's the only girl I've ever been with that just lets me be me like 100% of the time. Like I don't have to put up a front or anything. I'm literally me around her. Like I'm not putting on a front at all. You know? And a lot of relationships aren't like that, I feel. And that's why like I cherish this too, like between me and you, because like I feel the same way. I'm like, I remember like truly, I don't think I've ever truly been with a girl that I've been able to be myself around like 100%, like just me.
I mean, here we are doing this podcast and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like I brought you into like this podcast world, so I think that says a lot too. I just wanted to say that, but yeah, when he said that, I was like, yeah, really hope he stays with Amber, and he did, which was good for him. Good for him. So yeah, and then like we can't talk about the freaking Love Is Blind recap without freaking talking about Cameron and Lauren. Like they were the couple.
Yes.
They were the couple of the show. Like they stole the show. It was their show from episode 2, pretty much. Like I just wanted them to, like, out of all the couples, I was like, if they don't work out, I'm gonna be really mad.
I won't believe in love after that.
Right, I'll be pissed. They are so adorable together. Oh my gosh. And dude, they've got some clout. I went to like her Instagram. I didn't realize how much clout she has, bro. Like, she had like a picture on there of them. Had like 150,000 likes.
Dang.
I was like, what the hell? I was like, what? So I looked at it and she, I think they have like 1.5 million followers on Instagram.
Dang.
I said, what, bro? Like, talk about influencer. And I knew she said in the show that she had her own, like, independent, she was like a content creator, remember?
Yeah.
But I feel like it got boosted big time from the show. That's my guess.
Definitely.
And so now her posts are just getting like crazy likes.
Yeah, she had like her own little studio and stuff. Like her apartment had like its own little setup.
But it really just like, I think the reason I fell in love with Cameron and Lauren so much, like aside the part that they're, you know, they're interracial couple, and we're also interracial, and I was like really rooting for them. But it just seemed like they just seemed so perfect for each other. It was like literally like the princess getting a Prince Charming kind of deal.
Oh yes.
I was just like, oh my god.
They were so happy together.
And like the only concern they really brought up was once again like because they were different races. That was the only really concern that got brought up. But it was so big, like it was only one concern, but like it was crazy how like much of a concern it was just because it was race. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how it'd be perceived, and you know, in the communities. Which I really do hope that Cameron and her father have a good relationship. Because I know he's important to her.
Definitely.
So I hope that they're like, and he seemed like on good terms. Especially they all seemed happy at like the wedding and stuff. So hopefully it's just they're okay. But yeah, they were such a cute couple. Love them. Am I leaving out anyone? I think we pretty much covered all the couples.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, definitely go out of your way to check it out. I recommend, if you're in a couple, watch it as well. It'll probably be a fun watch to watch together.
It does make you realize a lot of things, though.
Yeah, it opens up a lot of, like, that's another thing, like, aside from, like, all the, like, individual relationships, like, you do learn some, like, valuable lessons from the whole experience, like, you need to take, like, you could actually take and apply to your life, I feel. Alright, here comes the big boy. So, the next topic, ladies and gentlemen,
was actually brought up by one of our fans, correct?
Yes, actually it was. And I thought it was a good idea, to be honest. And it also lightens the load for us having to do anime recommendations every week, because I know someone Albedo forgets to give anime recommendations, so I was like, oh, let's just do another segment.
Don't call me out. I had one picked out.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
What was it?
Inuyasha.
Oh. Okay.
I need to watch that with you.
We need to watch it together?
Yes.
Is it long?
Kinda.
I heard it's good though. My friend,
It is.
my friend Justin, who's getting married,
Oh yeah.
he recommended it to me as well. I guess he's into it, so I'll give it a look. See, it looks cool. He's like a demon fox, right?
No.
Or demon?
He's a half demon.
Half demon. Oh.
But there's a demon fox named Shippo.
Ooh.
But anyway, I guess I'll have to suggest it another time.
Okay, we'll save it for next week, and they'll know what it's gonna be. But this week, so you're sitting there with your One Punch Man Saitama. Yeah, I see it. So
my Saitama shirt.
Interesting.
Got it yesterday, just for today. Not really just for today, but
it helps.
Yeah.
So this segment is going to be the anime mashup fight. Now we're going to pick two characters from two different anime universes, pit them together, debate it, and see who would win. So obviously for episode 1, you have to go with what the people want to hear. Are the two big dogs in the yard, Goku and Saitama. Because as soon as the One Punch Man came out, it was, oh, well, he's not stronger than Goku. Which, I mean, obviously,
no.
like, Goku is by far, and I mean by far, stronger than Saitama. Which I will prove today. But, yeah.
Not to dog my opponent or anything in this argument, the whole Goku being able to beat him. Goku is lost in fights. Okay. Saitama's never lost in a fight.
Okay, that's a good point to bring up.
Yeah, so like...
But listen, here's the thing. So, I am of the belief that Dragon Ball Z is a stronger world than One Punch Man's world altogether. So I think the villains I'm coming from the viewpoint that I believe the villains in Dragon Ball Z are stronger than the villains that Saitama faces in his world. Because, and here's the proof that I have for this. So if you watch the final fight between Boros and, it was Lord Boros and Saitama, we've never seen Saitama use his full strength. So we have to assume he's probably using like 1%. Right. Like,
yeah, and even his fight with Boros,
and he was like holding, he was holding back. But he did you have to remember, Lord Boros even did get damage on Saitama, so he landed like some significant damage on Saitama in that battle. However, Saitama actually, if you like go in terms of like power scaling, Saitama was fighting a planet-sized threat in Lord Boros. So that it goes by, there's planet level enemies, there's star level enemies, there's and then I think it goes to universal maybe, and then it goes like there's different tiers, like how destructive the person is. So the base level, the first one is planetary, and that's what Lord Boros was. So he's not like high up on the ladder at all. But if you translate that to Dragon Ball Z, say, in Goku and Dragon Ball Super, we know that Lord Beerus, the god of destruction, can destroy planets by just with his fingernail. Like he can draw a circle on the table and blow up a planet. So, I mean, at most, like at the end of the battle between Lord Boros and Saitama, he only did like surface level damage on like when he released all his energy and does like his final attack. It only does like surface level damage. Like it's not, if you look at the destruction route, it doesn't do much damage. And Saitama was like probably using like, and in that I think, Saitama was probably using 1% of his power, and like it took like a couple serious punch to beat him. But Lord Boros wasn't, like, if you compare Lord Boros to like Lord Beerus,
but like
it's two different leagues.
But he still wasn't even using like his full power though.
I know, but like that's the thing. Like, I think in that case, if Goku is like Goku is having like clashes with Lord Beerus in a fight in Super.
Goku's like 5'2". What is Goku gonna do?
Goku's like okay, like probably like 5'6" or something. I know he's short, but what does height have to do with anything? Anyways, it doesn't even matter in like anime, cause like height or whatever. But Goku was like having back to my point. Goku and Lord Beerus were like having clashes in Super that was literally like shaking, like it was going to destroy like the universe, like it was shaking the universe. Their clashes, like you have to realize like the magnitude of that. And like Lord Beerus is only ever uses like 70% of his power, and Goku was like hanging in with him. Like I do believe, in my estimation, like with it all being said and done, I think Saitama could probably beat a base level Goku. But if Goku went to Super Saiyan, he would beat the shit out of Saitama.
False.
And then not even getting
and
into
Goku is taller than what we thought he was. He's 5'9", but Vegeta's 5'5".
5'9". Okay, yeah, I didn't think Goku was that. I'm like around the Goku's height. So that's just my and like I didn't even get into like the transformations for Goku. Like Goku, you know, when he releases God mode, which like when you have God level, I think Saitama would just be overwhelmed. And then he gets Ultra Instinct, which is something that we can't even comprehend. Like, I don't know. I just think Goku, if it came down to it, like if he was like base level, he would lose. But if he like turned it up a notch, like I don't know. But we still never know because Saitama, like you said, we don't know like the full scale of him yet. And he's a gag character, so it's kind of hard to do because like there was even like an episode in Super where like there was a gag character. Her name was Ariel, a little girl, and she was like a gag character and she couldn't be destroyed. Like she was like beating up Vegeta and Goku, no problem, like just playing around with them. So I think that was kind of like a little nod to like One Punch Man, like being a gag character too, because like his whole thing is like no matter where he is, like he's the strongest person. Like there's no one stronger than him.
Yeah, at the same time though, like even though this is a for fun argument, they shouldn't really be argued since, you know, Saitama is a gag character.
Yeah, like I can't like
and like Goku is a main character.
Right. Very true.
Like Saitama's a main character, yes, but he's like the gag character in general.
Yeah. But yeah, he's like the main character that also happens to be the gag character, yeah. But I don't know, like you said, like you can't really compare. He's just a
parody anime, you know.
Yeah. So like you really can't compare them. If anyone, you should probably be comparing Goku to probably someone like Naruto or like I don't know, like any like regular main characters anime, you know what I mean? Luffy maybe, or Ichigo from Bleach, or Asta from Black Clover. You know, those type of guys.
You know who I would love to see in a fight though?
Who?
Like, okay, so it's gonna be like it's gonna be Dragon Ball, but it's also gonna be like a very new anime that's like still going around.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to see like Vegeta and Deku in a fight.
Vegeta and Deku?
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting matchup. Definitely.
It's a very random one.
Yeah, it's very random, but I would like to see like what would happen.
Just like take one character from Dragon Ball, one from like My Hero, and.
But here's the thing. I'm going to say this right now. No, I would not want to see that. Deku would get his ass smacked by Vegeta. Like, it would not be a contest. Now that I think about it. Vegeta's fucking strong as hell. You probably need to do, like... I would do, like, Deku... You know what would be a good matchup? Deku versus Gon from Hunter x Hunter. That'd be a good matchup. They're about, like, the same level, I think. And their main characters. I don't know if you've seen Hunter x Hunter, though. He's the little kid, like, the little black-haired kid.
I've seen like little bits of it, but I've never actually watched it.
Yeah. Now you could do that in like a video game. Like if you like just did like Jump Force into Vegeta Deku, that would be a fun match because like in a video game all things are fair. and like even. So that could like be like 50-50. But like if it was like you're putting them like in an actual world together to fight, Deku wouldn't make it out alive. It would not be fair. Maybe like Deku versus no. I would say like maybe Goten, but like I think Goten would handle him. But like they're also two different totally universes because like it's in a world of like heroes and supervillains versus like in Goku is like aliens from like these strong ass galaxies, you know. It's weird to compare the two. I think Dragon Ball Z is a stronger world than the My Hero universe. I think most people would agree with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you gotta compare like the universe strengths too, I guess.
Yeah, because like in My Hero, it's literally like just everyday people that happen to have
Quirks. Yeah.
So you know what would be good?
What?
Aang from Avatar versus like no, not Aang, like Katara or Zuko going against like Shoto or Deku or something.
You could have like so you mean like Deku going up against
like Zuko because he's a fire type. And like he's fought against Bakugo, well, fought alongside Bakugo, and then Shoto because he's water and fire.
Yeah, I think
so Katara.
I never thought about that. I think the Avatar and My Hero universe are probably about the same, right?
Like the elemental types.
Yeah.
With elemental types.
Ooh, that would literally. Ooh, whose fire is. Well, Shoto also. Well, Shoto doesn't use his fire, though.
I know.
It'd be like, oh, dude, that'd be cool. It'd be fire versus ice. Ooh, that would be dope. That would be so dope. Prince Zuko versus Shoto would be fucking amazing. I'd like to see that fight. That'd be good. I think I would pick Shoto to win, though. For some reason. I don't know.
Dude, Prince Zuko's literally fought against his own people, like against his own family.
I don't know. Well, I don't know who would win, Zuko or Shoto. I don't know. Like, what if like Shoto uses fire and ice though, or is he just using ice like in the show? You have to like have like the qualifications. Like, can he use his full power? Or...
See, that's why I think Aang would be pretty good up against him.
Yeah, because Aang can do all day. I think Aang would handle Shoto.
But Aang's also a pacifist. Why are we debating?
I know these are like good ones we can do later. But dude, yeah, Aang and that would be dope. But I think Aang would. That's so much fur. That would be dope though. Oh, so now, so we did the anime mashup. So I mean, I guess the conclusion we came to that before we went on our tangent was basically like, I think you can't really compare Goku and Saitama with like the whole gag thing, but like I'll still hold the belief. I think if it came down to it, I'd put my money on Goku. I'm sorry. Like I think Goku just has a proven track record as well of beating some very strong opponents, and just reaching godly amounts of power. Like he's always striving for like the next strongest thing, and like Saitama's already like at like a peak, I guess, or he's already reached it, I guess. So it's like, at what point did Goku like surpass Saitama, or is like Saitama above Goku? I don't know. I guess if you're a gag character, you're above everybody, but
yeah,
it kind of makes it unfair. So yeah, in conclusion, you can't compare the two. But now, I guess that's a crappy answer to give to like the best, like the first one, but like it's kind of true. But I know everyone compares these two guys, and like I made my case for Goku. She made her case for Saitama. You can come to your own conclusion, but that it all means like you come to your own conclusion. But now we're getting to the final topic, which I'm excited to talk about today is the conspiracy theory episode. So, the one I decided to cover for this episode is the Project Bluebeam conspiracy theory and how it also relates to pop culture, because I am of the firm belief that the Spider-Man Far From Home movie that just came out not too long ago is clearly displaying Project Bluebeam. Like, the plot for the movie is a conspiracy theory. And it is known as Project Bluebeam. So I will be giving you a brief summary of what it is, and then how it relates to the movie, how I thought it related to the movie. And I'll just, throw it to Albedo, see what she thinks, and then you guys can kind of think what you think from what I present to you. So, give me 1 second while I pull up the screen grabs I got from it. Okay. So, alright, so Project Bluebeam is a conspiracy theory that claims that NASA is attempting to implement a new age religion with the Antichrist at its head and start a new world order via a technological simulated second coming. So this is a real conspiracy theory, people. Like, this is actually a theory out there that claims that NASA is attempting to implement a new age religion with the Antichrist at its head and start a new world order via a technologically simulated second coming. So, let me just get into like the little bit of the backstory, and then I'll kind of like wrap it all up. So, this conspiracy theory comes from journalist and conspiracy theorist Serge Monast, who later published his book Project Bluebeam NASA. He died of heart attacks in 1996. It says, proponents of the theory allege that Monast and another unnamed journalist, who both died of heart attacks in 1996, were in fact assassinated, and that the Canadian government kidnapped Monast's daughter in an effort to dissuade him from investigating Project Bluebeam. So, I don't know if any of that's true or not. I can't, verify that. I don't think it is. I think it's just alleged. But let me just read that back. Proponents of the theory allege that Monast and another unnamed journalist, who both died of heart attacks in 1996, were in fact assassinated, and that the Canadian government kidnapped Monast's daughter in an effort to dissuade him from investigating Project Bluebeam.
Yeah, there are cases where all you have to do is shoot like a bullet or whatever that's covered in, it's not even like a bullet or anything, it's like a needle, or like an ice needle, and it has like the serum in it that gives you a heart attack, and it's untraceable, and as soon as like that ice melts and everything, all it leaves is like a tiny little pinprick.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it can like stop their hearts and everything. That's why a lot of people think high officials that die of heart attacks have been.
So I'm not saying this discovery gives this theory any more credence, but I'm just saying that that's crazy.
Yeah, there is.
I did not know that like that.
There's been very healthy politicians that not politicians, but people that go against the politicians. They've been perfectly fine, perfectly healthy people, and they just die of a heart attack.
And you can't trace it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So that okay. So I wanted to kind of get into the breakdown of what the actual theory was. You just blew my mind. I'm sorry. Give me a minute to regather myself here. Okay, so basically the whole concept breaks down into 4 steps, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to break them down. Go step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and then just have you make your own distinguish or own um, thoughts on it. So step 1 requires the breakdown of all archaeological knowledge. This will apparently be accomplished by faking earthquakes at precise locations around the planet. Fake new discoveries at these locations will finally explain to all people the error of all fundamental religious doctrines, specifically Christian and Muslim doctrines. This makes some sense, or some degree of sense. Sorry. If you want to usurp a current way of thinking, you need to completely destroy it before putting forward your own. However, religious belief is notoriously resilient to things like facts. I'm sorry, that sentence is just funny because it's true. The Shroud of Turin is a famous example that is still believed by many to be a genuine shroud of Jesus, as opposed to the medieval forgery that it has been conclusively shown to be. So basically, they're going to try to get rid of religion by saying, like, they're going to fake these earthquakes. And they're like, oh, like, we just disproved, like, Christianity. And, like, that'll open up the door for, I guess, whatever they want, I guess. But listen to step 2. Step 2 gets crazy. And this is where we get into Spider-Man territory. Step 2 involves a gigantic space show wherein 3-dimensional holographic laser projections will be beamed over the planet. And this is where Blue Beam really takes off. The projections will take the shape of whatever deity is most predominant and will speak in all languages. At the end of this light show, the gods will all merge into one god, the Antichrist. So the second part of step 2 happens when the holograms result in the dissolution of social and religious order, setting loose millions of programmed religious fanatics through demonic possession on a scale never witnessed before. So, and then because step 3 is telepathic electronic two-way communication. It involves making people think their God is speaking to them through telepathy, projected into the head of each person individually using extreme low-frequency radio waves. And then step 4 is pretty crazy. Making humanity think an alien invasion is about to occur at every major city, making the Christians think the rapture is about to happen, or a mixture of electronic and supernatural forces, allowing the supernatural forces to travel through fiber optics, coax, power, and telephone lines to penetrate all electronic equipment and appliances that will by then all have a special microchip installed. So basically they think that step 4 is like, they're either going to go the route of thinking aliens are attacking, the unit or Earth or whatever with these holograms, or make Christians think that the rapture is about to happen, or just like a bunch of supernatural crap just starts happening.
That's crazy.
And so I think personally, like, I think the route, if I were like NASA, I'm not saying NASA's actually doing this, but like if they were, I'd probably choose probably one or two, like either the alien invasion or the rapture. Like you could probably sell both of those. Rapture would probably be a little harder to sell just because like you're dealing with like godly stuff and like how do you like project that, so probably aliens would be better because you can do whatever you want with aliens. No one knows what they look like, so it'd probably be an alien invasion. So how this relates to freaking Spider-Man is because in the movie, Mysterion, I think, was the guy. He like basically was able to project these holograms everywhere and make the people see, whatever he wanted them to see. It was like extremely lifelike. I think he was like using it to project fights. Like he had a hologram of like monsters, and he was like beating him, and like everyone thought he was a hero. And like it was like basically using these little like drone robots that were like camouflaged and like projecting them in the sky. And like I remember like as we were sitting watching in the theater, I was like looking over at you. I was like, "This is Project Bluebeam." Like I was like, "This is literally Project Bluebeam in a movie."
Yeah, you're the one that had to educate me on that.
Mm-hmm.
After you said that, I was like, "What the heck's Project Bluebeam?" And you're like, "You don't know what Project Bluebeam is?" Like, all right, you conspiracy elitist.
No, because I'm just like very into them. I'm sorry, but like there's been I guess there's been instances of like holograms in like the real world. Did you hear about the holographic city that was like floating over China or something?
Yeah.
And so like people were like tripping out about that. I read an article on that like there was like a city shaped cloud hanging over it, and it seemed like they were like testing it or something. I don't know. And like people like on the ground said they were like looking up and they were hearing like the sounds of like cars driving, like people walking and talking and stuff. And it was like, what? And then like the government gave some like bogus excuse. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of point that out. Like I'm a pretty big conspiracy theorist myself, and like seeing like that in the movie, and like also having just like previous knowledge of it, and then like seeing it in, I mean, Spider-Man's a pretty big deal. Like it's a big movie. Like Far From Home did like block, and like to have their plot of the movie be Project Bluebeam, it kind of just is a little scary and a little concerning, just because like I think that like the government kind of like primes people for stuff. Like they like kind of put it in their media and they put it in like their movies and stuff, and like kind of like what's the word? Like kind of like prime the public with it.
They do a foreshadowing.
Yeah, like a foreshadowing, like this will happen. I think they've done it with like 9/11 and stuff too. Like subconsciously they've like done it, and then like we know Simpsons like called 9/11 or whatever. They've like predicted it. So I just think they kind of like do that shit. And like when I saw that in the Spider-Man, I was like, dude, like it's kind of like maybe like to have a reference of it would be like one thing, but like to have the whole movie be around this guy projecting these holograms and getting away with it, and like he ends up like dying like a hero.
Yeah, but he's actually alive.
Yeah, and the people think he's like a hero, and like Spider-Man's crappy. Remember at the end of the Far From Home stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Like, it just like made me think, like, is this like, do they have this technology now? Like, have they had it? If so, for how long? And then like you see like the thing in China with like the city, it's just like, oh, this makes you think a little bit. I just had pause, and it was just like on my mind. I was like, this might be interesting to bring up because like it definitely related to like the movie. I love that movie, but like I can't believe like it was Project Bluebeam. And then there's like a whole like theory that like which I have like a harder time believing, but like there is like the notion out there and the belief that 9/11 was Project Bluebeam as well, and that was like all a hologram. I don't know about that, but like there's like instances of like the explosions, like the building falling like a demolition and stuff, and like it basically like a demolition going off, how the building fell in my opinion. And then there's like pictures of like bombs going off early in other parts of the building. So was it a hologram that like crashed into the building and then like they detonated it at the moment of contact? I don't know. Was it a real plane? Real planes? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I've seen that where like the plane kind of disappears before it actually hits the towers, and then the bombs go off.
Yeah, or like if there's like other like videos where, like part of the plane, like the wing is like gone. There's like the other wing's like perfectly fine, but it's just like cut off on the other one. And you're just like, what? So hey, anything's possible. That's all I gotta say about that. But I think that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for listening if you made it all the way to the end. And like always, we appreciate the love and support over on the Facebook page and here on the podcast. Albedo, is there anything you want to say to the lovely people before we end this?
Thank you so much for listening.
Awesome. Well, we thank you guys for spending your Sunday with us, and you guys have a good week.